If you're over 60 and a doctor has ever said the word creatinine to you even just once, even in passing, I need you to stop scrolling for the next 10 minutes because there's a number sitting in your last blood work that most people never ask about. Most people nod, say, "Okay, doctor," and walk out of the office without understanding what it means. And that number, your creatinine, is one of the clearest windows into how well your kidneys are actually working. Here's what nobody tells you. By the time creatinine numbers start climbing on a lab report, your kidneys have often already lost a significant portion of their filtering capacity, quietly, without symptoms, while you were eating what you thought was a healthy diet. I'm a registered dietitian. For over 15 years, I've worked with patients managing kidney health. Some in the early stages, some much further along. And one of the most painful conversations I have, over and over again, is with someone who says, "But I eat so well. I don't understand how this happened." So today, I'm going to walk you through 5 vegetables, ordinary, easy-to-find vegetables, that can genuinely support your kidneys and help your body manage creatinine more effectively. I'm also going to tell you about a few healthy vegetables that might actually be working against you if your kidneys are already under strain. Stay with me until the end, because the vegetable at number 1 is one that almost nobody talks about, and it's the one I recommend most to my own patients. Let's slow down for a second because I want you to actually understand this, not just hear a number and feel anxious about it. Creatinine is a waste product. It comes from the normal, everyday breakdown of muscle tissue. Your body makes it constantly, and your kidneys are responsible for filtering it out of your blood and sending it out through urine. When your kidneys are working well, creatinine stays at a low, stable level. When your kidneys start to lose some of their filtering efficiency, which can happen gradually as part of aging, but is also strongly influenced by diet, hydration, blood pressure, and blood sugar, creatinine can start to rise. Here's the part that matters for you today. Watching this video, your kidneys don't usually announce that they're struggling. There's no alarm bell, no dramatic symptom in the early stages. For many people, the first sign is a number on a lab report that's crept up slightly from last year. And here's what nobody tells you. What you eat every single day has a direct, measurable relationship with how much workload you're putting on your kidneys. Not in a scary, dramatic way, but in a quiet, cumulative way. Every meal is either making your kidneys' job a little easier or a little harder. So let's talk about the vegetables that make that job easier, and a couple of surprises about which healthy choices might not be helping as much as you think. Why some healthy vegetables can backfire. Before I get into the list, I want to address something, because I know some of you are already thinking, wait, aren't all vegetables good for you? Generally, yes. For most people with healthy kidney function, vegetables are absolutely something to eat more of. But here's the nuance that almost never gets discussed. Certain vegetables are naturally very high in potassium and phosphorus, 2 minerals that healthy kidneys filter out efficiently. But that can build up in the blood if kidney function is already reduced. Foods like potatoes, tomatoes, spinach, and avocados, foods that get marketed as superfoods, are also some of the highest potassium foods you can eat. For someone with normal kidney function, that's usually not a problem at all. But for someone whose kidneys are already working harder than they used to, a diet loaded with high potassium produce can actually add to the burden. I'm not telling you to fear these foods or cut them out completely. That's not what this video is about, and please don't make major dietary changes without talking to your doctor or a dietitian who knows your specific lab values. What I'm telling you is this: there's a smarter way to build your plate. And that starts with knowing which vegetables tend to be kinder to your kidneys, while still being packed with the nutrients you need. That's exactly what we're covering today. If you're still with me and finding this valuable so far, do me a favor, drop a comment and let me know. Have you ever actually had your creatinine or kidney function explained to you by a doctor? Just type yes or no. I read every single one, and honestly, the answers tell me a lot about what topics to cover next on this channel. Okay, let's get into the 5 vegetables. I'm going to count down from 5 to 1, and I promise you, the one at the top of this list is worth waiting for. Starting at number 5, cauliflower. Cauliflower is one of those vegetables that quietly does a lot of good. It's relatively low in potassium and phosphorus, making it a much gentler option for your kidneys. It's also rich in vitamin C and fiber. Its versatility makes it a perfect substitute for higher potassium foods like potatoes. Here's a tip. Mashed cauliflower gives you that same creamy texture and satisfaction of mashed potatoes, but with a fraction of the potassium load. Small swaps like this, repeated day after day, are exactly how kidney-friendly eating actually works in real life. But cauliflower is just the start. Number 4 takes things even further. Number 4, red bell peppers. Red bell peppers are a bit of a hidden gem in kidney-conscious eating because they deliver an enormous amount of flavor, color, and vitamin C, while being relatively low in potassium compared to many other vegetables people reach for. A lot of my patients tell me one of the hardest parts of changing how they eat is that food starts to feel boring, bland, like they're being punished. And I always tell them red bell peppers are one of the easiest ways to fix that. They add sweetness, crunch, and vibrant color to almost any dish. Stir fries, salads, omelets, roasted vegetable mixes, without adding a heavy mineral load. There's also something worth mentioning about vitamin C specifically. It plays a role in supporting your immune system and tissue health, which matters even more as we get older, when wound healing and immune resilience tend to slow down. So this isn't just about kidneys in isolation. It's about supporting your whole body at the same time. Now, number 3 is where we start talking about something a little different. Not just what's in the vegetable, but how it affects your body's processing of waste in general. Number 3, cabbage. Number 3 on the list, cabbage. Cabbage is one of those old-fashioned, unglamorous vegetables that nobody puts on a superfood list. And honestly, that's part of why I want to highlight it here. It's inexpensive, it's available everywhere, and it's naturally low in both potassium and phosphorus. Here's what nobody tells you about cabbage. It's also a good source of fiber, and fiber plays an underrated role in kidney health. Your gut and your kidneys are more connected than most people realize. Fiber supports healthy digestion and helps your body manage waste products more efficiently overall, which again, takes some of the pressure off your kidneys' filtering workload. Cabbage can be sautéed with a little olive oil and herbs, used in soups, or shredded into a light slaw. It's not flashy. But not flashy is often exactly what a kidney-friendly diet looks like. And that's something I wish more people understood, because there's so much pressure to eat exotic superfoods when, honestly, some of the most supportive choices are sitting in the produce aisle for under $2. But if you think cabbage is underrated, wait until you hear about number 2, because this next one surprises almost everyone I tell about it. Number 2, onions and garlic. I'm grouping these together because they tend to be used together, and they share some important qualities. Both are low in potassium, and both bring an enormous amount of flavor to food, which matters more than people realize because one of the biggest challenges with kidney-conscious eating is that salt often needs to be reduced. And salt is where most of our flavor comes from. Here's the connection most people miss. High sodium intake makes your kidneys retain more fluid and work harder to filter your blood. Over time, that extra strain contributes to the kind of gradual decline we talked about earlier, the kind that shows up as a slowly rising creatinine number on a lab report. So anything that helps you reduce salt without sacrificing flavor is doing your kidneys a favor, even if it doesn't feel like a kidney food in the traditional sense. Onions and garlic are exactly that. Sautéed onions, roasted garlic, garlic powder in a marinade. These add depth and richness to a dish in a way that can genuinely reduce how much salt you reach for. I had a patient years ago. I'll call her Margaret because that's not her real name. But her situation reflects something I've seen many, many times in my career. Who told me she couldn't imagine eating without her usual amount of salt? Food felt flat without it. Over a few months, as she leaned more heavily on garlic, onion, herbs, and a bit of lemon, she told me something that stuck with me. I didn't even notice I stopped reaching for the salt shaker. The food just tasted like food again. That's not a dramatic transformation story, it's a quiet one. But quiet, sustainable changes are what actually move the needle over years, not weeks. And now, number 1, the one I promised you. The one I recommend more than almost any other vegetable to people who are trying to support their kidney health after 60. And here it is, the moment I promised you. Number 1, cucumber. I know, it sounds almost too simple. Cucumber is mostly water. It's the vegetable people joke about being basically nothing. But that's exactly why it deserves the top spot on this list. Cucumber is naturally very low in potassium, very low in phosphorus, and extremely low in sodium. It's hydrating, refreshing, and it can be eaten in large quantities without adding meaningfully to the mineral workload your kidneys have to manage. Here's what nobody tells you about hydration and kidney health. Staying adequately hydrated helps your kidneys flush out waste products, including creatinine, more efficiently. Many older adults walk around mildly dehydrated without realizing it, because the sensation of thirst naturally becomes less reliable as we age. And when you're even slightly dehydrated, your creatinine levels can actually appear higher than they would if you were well hydrated, sometimes giving a falsely alarming picture on a lab report. Cucumber sits at this perfect intersection. It supports hydration, it's gentle on the kidneys mineral-wise, and it's incredibly easy to incorporate. Sliced into water, added to salads, eaten plain as a snack, there's almost no wrong way to use it. I tell my patients, if you're only going to remember one thing from this entire video, remember this. A simple habit of having cucumber slices with lunch or cucumber water throughout the day is one of the lowest effort, highest value habits you can build for long-term kidney support. So let's bring this all together, because I don't want you to feel like you need to overhaul your entire kitchen tonight. Here's a simple way to think about it. Start by adding, not subtracting. Add cucumber to your day. In water, in a salad, as a snack. Add red bell pepper to a stir fry or an omelet. Swap a portion of mashed potatoes for mashed cauliflower once or twice a week. Use cabbage in a soup instead of a higher potassium vegetable. Let garlic and onion do more of the flavor work, so salt can do less. None of this requires you to be perfect. None of this requires you to throw away foods you love. It's about gently shifting the balance of what's on your plate, meal by meal, week by week. And I want to say this clearly because it matters. This video is general nutrition education, not a replacement for your doctor or a personalized renal diet plan. If you have existing kidney disease, especially in later stages, your potassium and phosphorus needs can be very specific to you, and they should be guided by your care team and your actual lab numbers, not by a YouTube video, even one made by a dietitian. What I've shared today is meant to be a gentle, general starting point for conversation and awareness, not a prescription. Here's what I want you to take away from today. Your kidneys work silently, every single day without asking for recognition. And the food choices you make, even small ones, either lighten that workload or add to it. You now know 5 vegetables that tend to be gentler on your kidneys. And you understand a little more about what that creatinine number on your lab report is actually telling you. That's not nothing. That's the kind of knowledge that, applied quietly and consistently, can make a real difference over months and years. If this video helped you understand your body a little better, I'd be so grateful if you'd subscribe. Not because I need the number, but because I make these videos specifically for people who want to understand their health, without the fear and confusion that so often comes with it. That's the whole point of this channel. And if you found this useful, there's a video I made about the morning habit that affects your kidneys before you've even had breakfast. And most people are doing it without realizing it. I'll see you there. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.